Don't want my rings fly. Oh my god, so stupid. Okay. Anyways, so I got scammed, and I just kind of want to jump into it if it's that's not too crazy for you guys. And I just want to talk about like what happened and how it happened and where I was and where I'm at today and all of that. So I first though, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and subscribe on YouTube and turn on the bell, please, because honestly, like, too much shit has been happening to me as of late, and I don't know why. I think it's like Mercury's in retrograde or whatever, and so sad for me. Okay, so I have been trying to look for a computer for about 5 or 6 months now. I've been like looking everywhere and like seeing how much everything costs and like how much I like where is a good place so I can buy a computer for a deal without like having to spend like a ton of money, because I don't have a ton of money. So I was like looking around trying to find a computer. I was looking like at Best Buy and like refurbished ones off Amazon or like Apple or something. Somewhere I was looking like around town, like seeing if there's like a computer deal place anywhere around. And so my ring fucking fell. So at the was it this week? Last week I messaged someone on Facebook, because there's like a Facebook marketplace. If you don't know what that is, it's like a place where people go and they sell stuff, and like people can buy it off of Facebook, and like, you know, you guys can meet up or whatever. I think you can send the money through Facebook too. So yeah, I look on there and I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm probably gonna buy something from I'm looking on there and I'm like trying to look for a computer, see if people have deals or something, and I find this girl. Um she was selling it for 400, which I had the money for, and I was like, oh, like, can I have the computer? Like, can I buy the computer? She's like, yeah, whatever, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, great. Like, do you deliver? She's like, yeah, I deliver. And I'm like, oh, good, good. I was like, okay, can you come here? We can meet up at this place. And then, you know, like, you can give me the computer. So she's like, okay, like, I'm on my way. So, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna go there because I don't want her to be like, you know, like, I don't want to be a bad customer. I didn't want to be like that person that's like being a dick. So I go there and I'm like waiting there, and then like I'm just sitting there for like hours on end. Finally, I go home, and then she texts me. She's like, oh yeah, my tire popped on the way to your place. Like, I'm telling you guys, I was waiting for like 5 hours for this girl to come, and I was like, oh yeah, it's okay, like, whatever. Asked me, she's like, oh, can we do it another time? Like, I think she said Friday, and I was like, I can't do Friday because I work on Fridays. Like, I work from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I work all day. And she's like, oh, okay, like, that's okay, I'll do it today. And then she's telling me like, oh, I gotta reset the computer, so it's gonna take a while. I'm trying to reset it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like waiting. She's like, oh, my tire popped on the way to your house, so now I can't come. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine, like, blah, 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 blah. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry, blah, blah. We're at the tire shop. And she said, are you gonna be there all day? I said, yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be at my house all day. And she was like, okay. And she didn't say anything. And then later on, like 20 minutes go by. It wasn't even a long time. 20 minutes go by, and she lowers the price down. Like, she lowers it to like $350 or like $325 or something like that, or $300, and I was like, okay, whatever. Like, obviously she wasn't trying to sell it to me for some reason. I don't know why, but like, I didn't care. So I hit up this other guy. Now this guy, we'll call him Pink, like the singer. So I messaged Pink and I'm like, oh, can I buy your computer? It's off the Facebook Marketplace again. I'm like, can I buy your computer? He's like, yeah, it's $400, blah, 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 blah. He's like, it's fine. It works fine, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't use it. I don't like Apple or something. He's like this fucking rocker kid who, like, loves Nirvana. Like, every fucking basic white kid from every fucking where. So, he tells me, he's like, yeah, like, this is it. Here's a video of it, like, whatever. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And I'm like, okay, we can meet at this place after I get off of work. Around 7:30, we can meet up, and then I can buy the computer. So we get off, and he texts me. He's like, oh, are you still like willing to like meet up today, like at 7:30ish or whatever? I'm like, yeah, whatever. And he says he delivers again, and I was like, okay, great, like, let's meet up, and then blah, blah, blah. So tell him, I'm like, okay, yeah, great, whatever. And I get off of work at 7:37, and then I head over there around 7:30. He's like, I'm here. I'm like, okay, whatever. I have the money, blah, blah, blah. I have everything. And I get out the car, and he has someone else with him, but I didn't think anything of it because I had someone with me too, but he had like a dog too, which I got distracted by the dog. I'm not gonna lie, the dog was cute. So he was kind of sketch. Like, I thought it was like because he was nervous, but I was like, it's like, okay, he's kind of sketchy, like he's kind of weird, but I didn't really care because I don't need to know anything about this guy. Like, he's just telling me something. I don't need to know his fucking backstory. So I pay him the $400, and then he gives me the computer, and then we like go off, and I get in the computer, I open it. Get in the car, I open it, I get in the computer, jump in the computer. So I get in the car, I open it, and it doesn't, like, the screen doesn't work. Like, it won't show anything on the screen. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So I automatically I said, okay, honestly, it's okay, honestly, if you scam me, because what goes around comes around. I'm a really firm believer in karma, and that's why I think, like, if you do something bad to people, then something bad is going to happen to you back, because honestly, he doesn't know what I'm going through. Like, that $400 could have been like everything to me, honestly, which it would be still my fault if I gave him my everything, like all my money, but like still, like, you know, like I could have had a child, and like that was kind of food that I took from money for food that I took from them, so I can buy this computer so I can like advance in a career or something. Like, you don't know what people are going through. That's why it's like not okay to scam people, because like that, you scamming them could be the last straw, and like it leads to more stuff. Like, you just wanted money, and then like now you've like hurt this person really badly, and then he's like, no, you have to press the Command Alt R button, and when you turn it on, boot it up, and sign in. You have to turn it on that special way, holding those keys. I didn't scam you. I tried to video chat him to show him like it wasn't working even when I was pressing the buttons, and like he blocked me. I was like, oh my fucking god. Now, I want to say a couple things. I'm not the one to care about money that much. I don't care. I know it's important and that you need it, but like, it's not like my everything. Like, how I see how other people are with money, and I just am not like that with money. I think money is just a man-made thing, and it's like paper, and it's like, it's just not that serious. Honestly, it's not. So like, him scamming me, I was like, whatever, I'm gonna get more money anyways. But like, I really wanted a computer. Like, I have been looking for months, and like, it was just a setback for me. And that's what pissed me off about it. I was like, okay, if it doesn't work, that's fine. Like, it's my fault. I bought it from this person. I don't know who this person is. Like, whatever. I forgave Pink the second that it didn't work. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I forgave him. Like, it's fine. Like, that he scammed me. It's my fault. Like, whatever. I forgave him automatically. I was like, it's whatever. So then, like, I call my aunt and I'm like, hey, like I'm sad, blah 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 blah. Like, I got scammed. This person, I paid $400, blah blah blah. She's like, report him. I can't even report him anymore because he blocked me, so I can't report him, which is a thing that Facebook should probably change. So I call her and I'm like, yeah, I told him that he's gonna get karma, blah blah blah, and whatever. And she's like, yeah, he is gonna get karma because that's hella fucked up. Like, you never know what someone's going through and like whatever. Like, and I'm like, yeah, that's hella fucked up. So she's like, you gotta be careful around here, blah blah blah. I have this thing where I tend to rush into things because I'm just that dumb. Like, I really do just rush into stuff, like especially like big stuff, like stuff it takes a while for people to do. I will just rush into it, which is something that I'm learning to not do anymore or as much, because like it really does hurt me. Like, I really do rush a lot of shit. Like, I really will just be like, okay, whatever, come on, let's hurry up, because I just feel like it's so annoying to like have to go through all the steps. And that's what I told my aunt, and I told my aunt, I was like, it's my fault for trying to cut corners and fucking trying to like hurry up and do something and blah blah blah. And she's like, yeah, you have to be careful with this shit. You don't know, like, you have to do your research, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. And it's also my fault for being so trusting. Like, I didn't check the computer when he gave it to me, and after I gave him the money, like, I didn't check it. I called my aunt. She's like, yeah, you gotta try to go to a computer place and get it fixed. I already spent $400 on the computer. I did not want to spend more money on it. Like, I really didn't. I was like, no, I'm over it. Like, I really do not want to spend more money on this fucking computer. And I was like, if it's like too much money, I'm going to just sell it for parts. Like, I'm not rich, okay? Like, a bitch can't be fucking spending money like this, okay? And she's like, yeah, you know, if you try to get it fixed and you can't afford it, then just sell it for parts or something. I'm not gonna sell it again to someone else and scam them. That's hella fucked up. So I'm just gonna sell it for parts and like let it, like, people break it and fucking take the screen or something. I don't fucking know. People want a lot of shit for parts. I don't know what it's for, but I guess for parts, you know. It was like 2 days go by and I am a fucking FBI agent, like every girl, you know. I get my shit popping, you know. I be finding shit. So I go on another Facebook and I find this bitch's page on Facebook, and I find out where he's from, what high school he goes to, what high school he went to, his dad's name, I know his mom's name, I know basically everything just by looking at his Facebook page, which is actually kind of crazy, so you guys need to watch out for what you post. I start typing out this message and I fucking start going off on him. I'm like, yeah, bitch, blah blah blah. I'm gonna put the message like right here if I can, like, and so I'm going off on him in this message, blah 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 blah, and my friend, she tells me, she's like, don't post that. She's like, just go to the police and fucking like whatever. And I'm like, the police isn't gonna do anything. Like, you can't make a report about that because like I bought it from him and it was offline and blah blah. And she's like, just try to do it, blah blah blah. Call Apple support because it's a MacBook. And I call and I'm like, hi, I got this computer off of someone and blah 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 blah. Every single time they laugh at that because I don't know why Apple does not like it when other people buy their products to use. They want people to pay the full price for it, and it's so funny to me. And so she's like, oh, okay, like, let me see, like, what is it, like, what's on here? And I give her the serial number and I show her all the stuff. Like, I do screen sharing on my phone, so I'm using my camera to show her what's on the computer because the computer won't turn on. So I can't show her what's on the computer because it won't turn on. And she's telling me what to do, and she gives me his, like, the person's information for the computer, and the person who sold me the computer's name is not the same as the person who owned this computer. So I was like, oh, he probably stole it from someone and then he sold it to me. But then the Apple support girl, she's like, oh yeah, like, it's not activated locked. Like, you know, if you buy the iPhone off of someone and like they don't erase their iCloud, it would be locked. No one can use it. The computer was not like that. So I was like, okay, whatever. She said, hopefully the problem isn't that they deleted everything off the computer, like literally everything. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, it doesn't matter. Like, well, let's just see what's wrong with the computer first. And she tells me, she's like, we try to get it working. It takes like a couple tries. Like, she was so nice, and I love that girl for like being so nice. Like, we were just talking about other stuff on the phone too, like where we're from and like stuff that's happened to us while we're waiting for the computer to load. It closed. Apple supports closes at like 9 or 10, and she actually helped me like pass the time that she could have been like, oh well, I don't know what to tell you, like, your computer's not working, but I have to go because we're about to be closed, like, and I technically don't have to help you anymore because technically Apple support is closed, so I don't need, like, you know, she could have been like, no, I'm not helping you anymore because call back tomorrow. And she didn't do that. She's like, no, I'm gonna stay on the phone until we figure out what's wrong with your computer. And she's like, you paid $400 for this. And I was like, you're so nice to me. And so we figure out what's wrong with the computer. It was not activated locked. She got the serial number, and we finally found out what's wrong with it. They deleted the startup disk off the computer. They deleted legit everything. Like, they cleaned the whole computer out. I think they were trying to delete their iCloud and make sure that it wasn't going to be activated locks, and they decided to like clean out the whole computer. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, you know. And she figures it out, and she tells me, she's like, ooh, that's actually bad. That's what I was talking about earlier. And I was like, what's wrong with it? And she's like, yeah, there's no startup disk. They deleted everything off the computer. And I'm like, oh my god. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, like, what can I do? She's like, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the computer to Apple, and they're gonna reinstall the stuff. And I'm like, oh, how much is that gonna cost? She's like, and that's what she did on the computer. I mean, on the phone. She's like, she's like, she's like, I think like $300. And I was like, I'm not paying for that. Who has that kind of money? I do not have that money. Okay, I'm poor. P-R. Oh my god, I do not know how to spell poor. That's how poor I am. Education system is so bad where I'm from because I'm so poor. So she tells me it's like $300, and this is on Sunday. And I'm like, I'm not paying that. And then she's like, okay, yeah, whatever, you can just sell it for parts. And then I'm like, thank you. And she's like, thanks, whatever. Hang up. Next day, I'm like, so mad. I'm like, anyways, so I was like, oh, crying, you know, like, not really crying, but like just like being sad. I was like, oh, this fucking kid, I hate this kid. I was like, this kid is an idiot. So I talked to my friends about it, and they're like, yeah, you should sue him, blah blah blah. And I'm like, and press charges. And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if he was just legit dumb and didn't know or whatever. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do. I really don't know. So yesterday, actually, I took it to Apple, and they tell me like, oh, you know, he deleted everything. And you know, the girl from Apple support on the phone, she set up an appointment for me to go to the fashion show mall and get it fixed. I was so happy. I was like, hee hee hee. So I go and then they're like, oh yeah, you just need to get it reinstalled. And they're like, come back in 40 minutes. And I'm like, okay. On my computer, and they're like, oh, here it is. It's fine. So my computer actually is fine. now. Like, I have it and it works. And Pink, I'm so sorry for being rude to you. It's very nice. It's a nice computer. It works perfectly fine. And I'm so happy. Thank you so much for the computer. I feel so bad because, like, in my head, I really wanted to hurt this kid. Like, I really did. And he didn't even do anything. Like, so, moral of the story for me and what I need to learn is to A, not get so mad so fast, and like just make sure I know all the things before I get like really angry, all the bits and parts. B, don't rush into big purchases because that's me. I'd be like, oh my god, I have the money for it. Let me just hurry up and go get it because whatever, I'm kind of scared of like having a lot of money at one time. And then C, to, you know, be careful if I'm buying stuff offline. I'm probably not going to buy anything offline for a long time. And yeah, like I have to learn proper online purchase etiquette because, you know, whatever. And B, like, be happy. Don't don't be sad. You know, and just know like if someone does get your ass, if someone does play you, karma's gonna get them back, you know? Series, and it's gonna be a lot of fun for me and for you, for me to do, for you to watch if you guys watch. So if you guys want to see that coming out next week, starting next week, please subscribe and hit the bell. I feel like I'm a little bit like down today. Like I don't feel, you know, like hyper and uppity. So I'm just like, a story time that happened to me is crazy as hell. Dude, I even have a paranormal story time, but I'm probably gonna do that for another time. So make sure you follow me to make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snap, whatever, to make sure you stay updated and, you know, get the behind the scenes and get all this stuff earlier than, because who knows when I'm gonna post this, right? Like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna post it Thursday. See you next Thursday though. Bye.